What is going on, everyone? What is going on? So, I'm about to do another market analysis review. So, we do these reviews every single week for you guys that have been following us. We drop all of our free analysis on Sundays inside of the Discord and in the Telegram chats. As you can see here, we've got all the major pairs, some minor pairs here as well, 10 plus pairs of analysis, completely free, guys. So we drop that in the Discord and the Telegram. If you click on any of those links, you can play forward each of the analysis and see how they played out for the entire week. This analysis is based on the higher time frame, so it's based on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. So this is giving you an overall direction really for the entire week. So I'm going to rip through all of the pairs that we went over last week, see how things played out, and just do an overview of all the analysis. So we're going to start with USDCHF right here. So as you can see, with every single pair of analysis we drop, we do our top-down analysis. So we're going to start off on this one. We're on the 4-hour time frame on USDCHF. On the weekly, we're still overall bearish, but looking for a price to potentially head higher. I need to go to the lower time frame in order to get a better picture. On the 4-hour time frame is where I clearly see a trend within a trend. We are currently retesting the 61.8% level, and resistance turned into support. That's this right here. If this level holds, I will look for long opportunities back into the monthly resistance. So this was the little trend that I was playing. We're on the 4-hour time frame here. If I just zoom out a little bit more, the trend is clearly very bullish here. We had this impulse move up. Now we were coming back to retest this. I was either looking for longs off of this level or shorts if we did break below. As you could see, price came up, pulled back down, and then actually gave us our entry opportunity here, and then it flew. For the week, it ended up going up about 130 pips to the upside. This was a good setup, continued with the trend, so continued with structure, hit the negative 27. So now we're even looking for this thing to push a bit higher to the negative 618. Now getting over to UCAD. Last week we were in a downtrend on the 4-hour time frame, looking for this to continue. Let's just bump down, look at the text. On the weekly time frame, I'm looking for price to continue lower to retest the 125,500 level. That's this level down here. On the daily, we are clearly in a downtrend, and I need to go down to the H4 time frame in order to look at the trend more closely. The 4-hour time frame is very clearly in lower highs and lower lows. We are either going to look for price to move lower right off the open, or if there is a pullback opportunity, then we will look for shorts upon a retest. So either looking for price to move down to this level or retrace a bit and then head lower. So as we could see, to open the week, we ended up pushing down into that support level, even lower, about 120 pips down, and then we ended up hiking a lot higher. Now we're retesting structure, actually potentially breaking structure here. So we'll look out for that in the analysis this week. Let's look at NZD USD now. So this pair had broken to the upside, as we could see right here. This pair was in a downtrend and then broke to be in an uptrend, forming higher lows. Let's just read through the analysis. On the weekly time frame, we are still in an area that could be for sells. On the daily, the trend is overall bullish, but we are currently retesting a high point. On the 4-hour time frame is where I will look for short opportunities back into the 38.2% level on the Fibonacci. So we are looking for sells as we get up into this higher level here. We were rejecting the serious level of resistance, so I was anticipating some sort of pullback off of that level. And let's see what happened. So to open the week, we ended up just breaking higher, retesting the support level. It held, multiple times, ended up taking off about 150 pips. Now we just dipped for the pullback. So this going into this week, we're actually back into a buying area right here. If we were to throw on a trend line, we're definitely coming into an area where we could potentially be buying this. So we'll look out for that this week. Let's look at EU next, Euro USD. Let's move through. On the weekly time frame, we can see last week ended with a doji candle. This is a reversal signal, and following a bullish weekly the previous week, I'm looking for more downside movement. On the 4-hour time frame is where I can see structure the most clearly. We are back into the supply zone level and just showed signs of rejection, so I'll look to short from here and target lower. So we were looking for reversal off of this level on EU. We would not take buys until this broke. So let's see how this played out. As we could see here, we ended up not heading lower. We ended up breaking this level, retested it once, twice, and then did end up heading a bit higher back towards this monthly level, about 100 pips to the upside. The entry on that one would have been really in this area right in here. But yeah, this analysis did not hold up. The resistance level broke. And as you can see how this candle even formed, this large wick, guys. So we were waiting for that retest here to see if we could get in on this. Ultimately would have got tagged out of this one. So EU ended up, playing out to the upside. Let's go to GU. This one, I was looking for these pullbacks. So on the 4-hour time frame, on the weekly time frame, we're looking for a retest of a serious level of resistance. So that was this level. We're looking for this to head a bit higher into this level of resistance up there. I do think we could see some reversal from this point. On the 4-hour time frame, the trend is overall extremely bullish. We will look for short opportunities back into support as we are currently at a high that lines up with the resistance. So I was looking for shorts off of this level before going long. Let's see how this played out. So this thing longed off the jump, never gave us that pullback right here. Ended up moving up about, let's see here if I can get it. Yeah, this thing's not working. This thing ended up heading up about 150 pips, even more, 200 pips plus. Came into that monthly resistance level, had a little double top. Now it's dropping back into potential buy area. So let's be mindful, unless we break this support level, 138,500, we are going to continue to look for buys on this one. Let's go to the dollar index. Weekly time frame bearish, daily time frame bearish, 4-hour trend bearish. Scenario 1, overall price action has been looking very bearish on significant time frames. We can't do much at the current level, so we want to look for a bearish continues after a pullback. Ideally, we want to see a retest of 96.50 followed by confirm higher low. Scenario 2, for us to consider DXY bullish, we need to see a break of key resistance at 9,800 with a confirm higher low. So one of two scenarios here, either looking for this bearish trend to continue to the downside off of this level or for that level to break. As we can see here, to open the week, we ended up heading a bit lower, breaking support here, ended up dumping all the way to 89.60. Now this thing's hiking back up into this level. So we will see this week the DXY how it plays out. We're at a serious level of resistance now. So this thing could push to the downside. Let's look at AUDUSD. Weekly trend bullish, daily trend bullish, 4-hour trend bullish. Price action has been very bullish on all major time frames. Last week we saw a huge rally and structure did not form according to our fib levels. Ideally, we want to see a pullback to our 38.2% fib level and support near 77,500. We will look for long entries after we can confirm a reversal at that level. Price action may keep rallying early this week and may continue to push our 0% higher. Wait for the high and then be ready for a pullback to form structure. So this one we were bullish on every time frame, looking for a pullback before heading even higher. As you could see here, price opened up the week, moved up 120 pips, so we never got that pullback, and now we're pulling back into structure. We just broke some support. So this week we're going to see we might be looking actually for some downside targets after the retest for this week. Let's go to AUDJPY. Weekly trend bullish, daily trend bullish, 4-hour trend bullish. Trade scenario 1, this pair has been extremely bullish on all major time frames. Currently, price action is very overextended and is right near our weekly resistance near 83,250. We still have yet to see any signs of bearishness, but even with a large pullback, we will remain bullish as long as price action is above 82,250. This is the most relevant level of support, even though it is minor. Ideally, you want to see a pullback to this level followed by a strong reversal that we can enter long on. So either looking for a pullback here or for price to dip even lower. Let's see how it played out. So there was no pullback. This thing consolidated at the 83,250 level and then ended up just pushing higher, 170 pips higher on this one. Major push to the upside on that one. And then now we're dipping back down into this 82,250 area. So look out for this week's analysis on this one. Next, let's cover USDJPY. We're bearish on the weekly, bullish on the daily, bullish on the 4-hour. Trade scenario 1, as you can see up here. For overall, this pair is very bullish, currently attempting to break and confirm transition of the weekly. From where price action currently is, we're looking for a rally off to 38.2. Look to enter long on a 1-hour transition with a higher low, target higher towards the levels of resistance. For us to consider UJ bearish, we would ideally like to see a break below 104,500. A short-term trade could be taken on a lower time frame if we see a transition. So looking for the rejection here or the break and the retest higher there. As you can see, this thing pushed down into support and then actually found support at this 78.6 level and pushed higher, pushed 170 pips higher. So this is maintain this bullish structure. We did anticipate this dipping a bit lower back into this support level, but it did find support at this level. The entry, guys, would have been in here. You should have entered somewhere in this area after the bullish variation on support. This would have been the area on a lower time frame to enter on. Let's next go to EJ. Weekly trend bullish, daily trend bullish, 4-hour trend bullish. Trade scenario 1, price action has been extremely bullish and recently broke our weekly resistance at 127,400. From the current level, we're seeing structure form at our 38.2% fib level and testing new support. Ideally, we want to see a strong bullish variation here to enter long on. Target higher towards our negative fib levels. Trade scenario 2, for us to consider EJ bearish again, we need to see a lower high below 127,400 with strong bearish setup. So either looking for this thing to continue higher or reject this level and start to push lower. As we can see here, price ended up swinging higher. The entries would have been in this area, right in here, or even in this area after this long-ass wick. This thing did push up about 190 pips, so definitely some solid analysis there. And then we have gold, last but not least, bullish on the weekly, daily on the bearish, 4-hour bearish. Trade scenario 1, gold has been very bearish on daily time frame to a lower time frame here. Getting a freaking ad to pop on Bob's freaking discounts. But so bearish on the daily, bearish on the 4-hour. We were either looking trade scenario 1. We recently saw key support at 1800 break. That was this level. Now we're waiting for a confirmed higher low. Currently, we are seeing a pullback, waiting for a reversal at 1800, our new resistance. If we see some strong bearish variations with this moving average cross, we can then enter short and target lower towards the negative fib levels. Let's see how this one played out. So gold ended up pushing higher right here into this, back to this 1800 level, and then we had a big dump off. So we were looking for this to find support at this level, ended up coming up to this level, falling off about 800 pips or so. So did not actually find support back at this 1800. Continued with the overall trend, tested that 61.8 and pushed lower. So we are trend traders. Stick with the trend here, guys. This thing clearly was trending very bearish on the 4-hour time frame. So that is all our analysis from this past week, guys. I'm going to post tomorrow all the analysis for the week to come. And again, guys, this analysis that we post is really just to show you guys market structure, the top-down analysis that we do for free. And we've got on here all these tagged posts as well. So if you want to look back at any of our analysis, you can simply come into our TradingView profiles right here. Feel free to send us a follow as well. We would really, appreciate that. And then, next week we'll get all the analysis out for you guys into the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly on Telegram or Instagram, preferably in Telegram, and we'll get you guys started. So let's let's kill it next week. Last week was not our best week, but that doesn't really matter. So next week, let's come back strong. And I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow's live session. The Sunday Market Blitz, as always, will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you guys have a good night.